Hi, everyone. I almost said happy Friday, but it's Wednesday, so happy Wednesday. It's me, Sarah. I am coming to you live from my office with a cat who is very much in want of scritches. How are you? Hi. Hello. Numberless Dreams is here. A sweet potato smoothie. Oh, okay. So not as good as advertised. Noted. Another book lover is here. Hello. Davis is here. Hi. Let's see. Dragonborger is here. Hello. Forsaken Fallen. Rebecca. Hello. From the past to the future. Allie is here. Hello. Takara is here. Hello. Poxy. Marissa. Liz. Charlie. BB Hermit. Simply Wisty. Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday, apparently. So yeah, I am at the very end of a 14-hour workday, and so if I look a little manic, that's why. I should also check before stream to make sure I don't have anything in my teeth. Okay. This is super awkward. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Hi. Okay, Anne says, hey, Sarah, I'm here, but I don't know how much writing I'll get done. That's okay. That's okay. We're just here to exist in creative community with each other. This is definitely not, you're getting cat hair in my mouth. This is definitely not a race to be productive. This is just a space for us to exist and talk about being creative. If you don't get a whole lot done today, that is absolutely okay. You are still valid. You are still a creator. Midori, your tail is getting in my tea. And your hair is getting in my mouth. What is this? Oh, good. Frontier Enforcer is here. Hello. Yeah, I know. Midori is not helping. She's not Oh, she is helping. I was like, no, she's not helping. Well, I'm glad Midori is helping you get through today. Good. Poxy says, I'm going to be using tonight to create, to work on a 15-page final. So many questions. Oh, that sounds like a nightmare. You know, she really is. She's doing her best. She's getting hair in my mouth. You know, like you do. Allie says, I'm almost done casting for Human Error. Yay! All we have left to do is decide the ensemble. Casting was so close for many characters, and everyone is amazing. I'm really excited to work with such amazing people, many of whom I haven't worked with before. Good. Yeah, what is everybody else working on tonight? Good. Officially a college grad in 10 days. Congratulations. That is huge, and we're extremely proud of you. That is quite an accomplishment. Ooh, an infographic about constructivism. I'm not sure I know what constructivism is, but I'm sure you're going to crush it. Oh, yeah. Tim is taking tonight off. Tim had a very productive day. Tim says, I'm taking tonight off because I finished episode 6 of Omen last night. Yay! I'm officially halfway finished with season 1, which is wonderful. Tim, you're so good. Oh, HL is here. Hello. Annie is here. Work was stressy today for ridiculous reasons. Time to escape. I love it. Yes. JC Fabs is working on a romance story. I love it. Yeah, Anne says, I don't really have the creative spoons to write. That's okay. You need to do what you need to do today. And today, if you just need to like look out the window and remember to breathe, or listen to an audiobook, or whatever it is, whatever it is you need to do tonight. Midori needs pets, and so that's what I'm doing. Annie says, working on critiques tonight, maybe some polishing on the Poison Frog story. Lovely. Davis says, I'm working out, and then after that, I'm going to try and finish this one short story I'm working on. I think I'm close to finishing it. I love it, Davis, and I'm so happy to see you. I love it when you're here. Annette says, working on a piece for my server cliche challenge. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. Could be fun. Wisty, yes. When you have the spoons, Wisty says, yes, you will create again. Yeah, it doesn't go away. Or if it feels like it does go away for a little bit, it comes back. We are meant to create. Carolyn says, I'm writing a book with short stories and poems. I'm going to write some poetry tonight. Carolyn, I love it. Oh my, you are just Mrs. Sheds a lot. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Dragonborger says, I started editing like 2 hours ago, worked for 40 minutes, and then decided it was time to make some homemade French fries and have a beer. We'll see if further editing gets done. Good. Also, homemade fries and a beer sounds really good. That sounds really perfect. Real things to work on. Forsaken Fallen says, I have real things to work on tonight. And of course, I was going to be like, your creative work is real. But then Forsaken Fallen continues, but I'm going to write Dragon Erotica instead. That is delightful. Hey, Jimmy's here. Hey, Jimmy. It is so good to see you. Frontier Enforcer says, I'm torn. I'm either working on a story about a code wizard, what? Or possibly a podcast idea that came out of nowhere, and I have no idea how I'd even start to make. Frontier Enforcer, go out to sarahwerner.com, SARAHWERNER. That is my website. And I have actually a free downloadable podcast roadmap. It's just like a 2-page PDF, and it's just like step-by-step how to make a podcast, and it's free. So you can just download that, and that'll tell you how to make your podcast. Yes. Simply Wisty says, I'm going to keep hashing out this chapter on my romance. I love it. I love it. Yes, Damien is here. It is Wednesday. I love it. I love it. Oh, thank you, Poxy. Thank you, Sarah. Or I think it's just sarahwerner.com. So just SARAHWERNER.com. Yes, Poxy, you're amazing. You're such a superstar. Thank you. Another book lover says, I want to start a paranormal romance short story tonight to submit to an anthology at the end of the month. Lovely. Oh, good. And Marissa, you're caught up on your translation work, so it's time to work on your novel for you. I love it. I hope you have an amazing time. Yes, Midori needs lots of love tonight, apparently. She is still like, and there's just still cat hair everywhere. I'm actually wearing like a really nice sweater under this hoodie, but like I didn't want to get cat hair on the sweater. Oh, Midori. There's cat hair in my tea. Oh, man. Okay, well. Yep. No, that's not for you. Man, she is like very. No, tea is not for cats. I'm sorry, you can't have that. Let's see. Liz says, came across a bunch of old stuffed animal sewing patterns I made in the 80s. I'll be making one I named Leon the Neon Lizard. Oh my gosh, Liz, that sounds amazing. Oh, thanks, Davis. Yeah, I chop all my hair off. So that was really fun. Numberless Dream says, woohoo, just got offered a contract to write math teaching content. That's amazing. Congrats. I'm ridiculously excited to release my inner nerd. Numberless Dreams. We're just going to give you a little round of applause. Oh, congrats. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Thanks, Foxy. Yes, that is sarahwerner.com. Oh, I know. She makes it sound like I'm terrible and awful, but like I was just very gently lifting her off of my desk. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, the other link takes you to the same page. Yes, I do have a 301 redirect set up for SarahRayWarner.com. So yes, both will get you to my website, or both should get you to my website. Takara says, I started writing my fantasy ogre story, but I don't know if I will write because I'm so excited. I'm excited for you. Takara, how does your book look? Are you pretty excited with it? Like, does it feel exciting? Does it feel real? I'm just really, really excited for you. That is fantastic. Evan says, I have a lot of take selection to do and a couple of people to chase down for takes, and I've been putting it off. I feel that. I'm tired tonight and almost skipped out, but decided to see if I could get inspired to at least start. Evan, yes. And also, Evan, you can just be here. You can just be you. I mean, unless you have like a really pressing deadline, but also if you need to, oh my gosh, there's a piece of cat hair on the end of my nose, and I think I just got it. Okay. Evan, if you just need to be here tonight, if you just need to breathe and exist as a person, that is okay. I kind of, I came into tonight in kind of a weird mood. It's been a really long day. I've actually, I had a lot going on today. I ended up having a 14-hour workday, and it was a bit much. And I don't know if I know that I need to write my newsletter tonight. But do I feel like writing? I don't know. Do I feel like writing a newsletter? I guess I could. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we feel. Oh, good. Okay, Takara, you linked it on the Discord. Wonderful. Let Midori drink tea 2021. No. I mean, it's herbal tea, so like there's no caffeine in it, and that's what would like be very harmful, but oh man. Hydrate, don't dehydrate. Yes, Davis, as long as you're here. Okay, we're gonna just take a communal sip for a second. Mm. The water is good today, my friends. The water is good today. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I know. Cats, they're just like, they're drama queens, right? Or drama kings or drama creatures. Yes, I very gently lift Midori to put her in a place that's not right in front of my face, and she just like screams and screams like I'm hurting her, but I'm not. I love my cat. A gentle yeeting of Midori. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I'll feel better if I look at the work and make a plan. Yeah, definitely. Whatever you need to do today to feel fulfilled and to feel like you are doing what needs to be done. There is still a piece of cat hair on my nose, and it's driving me insane. Oh my gosh. Yes. Why did I decide a 10-person ensemble was a good idea? Yes. 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 And Tim says, I need more characters to love. Yes. Oh gosh, yes. What's wrong with us? Why did I cast 19 people? Oh my gosh. Yeah, for those of you who are just starting your podcasting journeys, the number of characters that you create will be the number of people that you later have to wrangle and get takes from and get retakes from and get information from and chase down. So, you know, there's something to be said about a small cast when it comes to any production. Heck yes, new fridge for Forsaken Fallen. I love it. Yes, cats are drama llamas. Yes. Oh, good. You got your stickers. That makes me so happy. Allie, your mug is on the way. Hey, Mike is here. Hi, Mike. Good. Thunder Yeats with Midori's howling silhouette in the middle. Oh, I am very prone to laughing at everything, I think. Thunder Yeats. I love it. Oh my gosh. So everybody, what you working on? I think most of you have already kind of spoken up about what you're working on tonight. If you haven't, let me know. Let us know. Yes, lucky to have collaborators. Yeah, if you can get help on your creative project, more power to you, literally. Yes. Thunder Yeats. That can get subscribers to propel onto the screen. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Yeah, Damien says, I mean, it's time to not be surprised, but scripting forever. Yeah. Hey, same. I finally had a really nice breakthrough on Tuesday? No, Monday. I had a good breakthrough on Monday. I went for a long walk in the morning, and then I sat down to write, and I was able to just like focus and like dive in uninterrupted into my script. And it was so good. And then yesterday I was like, all right, let's repeat. Let's do that again. And yesterday was just like a terrible writing day. So Rebecca says, outlining properly for the first time ever, I think it's the missing piece of my process. Yeah, so I released an episode, who knows when it was. Okay, wait, I actually kind of want to check. It's called Sarah Tries Outlining. And okay, it is from October 2020, episode 95 of the Right Now podcast. It's called Sarah Tries Outlining. Because I thought it was something that I was missing from my creative process as well. And Jimmy, don't be sorry for being goofy. Being goofy is delightful. Don't apologize for bringing us delight. But back to the outlining thing. I tried outlining, and I think that I tried this in October 2020, and since then, I definitely see the value of outlining. So it's good to have an idea of like what you kind of want out of the story. And an outline can be as simple or as complicated as you like. My friend Caitlin from The White Vault, which is another audio drama, it's a horror podcast that's kind of like The Thing, like John Carpenter's The Thing, with the ice monsters and everything. She outlines everything and like outlines in great detail and knows exactly where the story's going. And her outline is so complete that she just like kind of fills it in as she goes, and then she's done writing. And it doesn't work for me. Outlining, here's my thoughts about a writing process. And actually, if you listen to the Right Now podcast, I have an episode that came out, I think today. I think today's episode is about developing a writing process that works for you. Outlining doesn't work for everyone, and outlining is not for everyone. And if you try it and you find it's the missing piece of your process, then I am so excited for you. But if you try it and you're like, oh, that didn't really fix what I was struggling with, I just want you to know you're not alone. I want you to know that you're not alone. And like, there really is no, I mean, the more I create, the more and more I realize that there's no correct process. There's no right way to do things. And I know that this really puts me into a place of like relativism. So like, oh, what's right for you is right for you, instead of like absolutism, which is like there is one right way and one wrong way. But the right and the wrong comes from, well, it doesn't come from a place that I'm comfortable giving authority. So like, just because an author outlines and then their book is successful, it doesn't mean that the outline made the book successful, right? Like, just because an author does something doesn't mean that that is where their success comes from. And it might help them, but it might not help you because of our brains being wired differently and people needing different things and people being inspired in different ways. I have found that if I have an outline, then when I'm sitting down to write, I get bored because I know what's going to happen. And then I stop writing. I need to be constantly surprised. And that's, again, because I'm a pantser and not a plotter. So if an outline is part of your process or something that you want to try, because our ongoing creative lives are one big giant experiment, right? And that's the other thing to remember. You have to take risks and you have to experiment. I needed to try outlining so that I could realize it was not right for me. You might need to try outlining to realize that it's wrong for you or right for you, or that it's exactly what you were looking for. I don't want you sniffing my tea. Okay, sorry, Midori walked by again. So that was me going on a little bit of a rant. Oh, thank you. Will says, I love today's episode of Right Now. I felt it deeply. Good. Oh, that makes me so happy. Yeah. Today's episode is available. Charlie was telling me that there's been an issue with, I think it was Google Podcasts wasn't showing any of my new episodes for like the last 20 episodes. But today I think was 121, I think, episode 121, a writing practice that works for you. If you can't find it on your platform, go to sarahwerner.com and you can stream it there. It's always available. It's also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all the other podcast places. Forsaken Fallen says, the outlining works for me, but it depends on the project. Some projects don't want to be outlined. Yep. Oh, some projects want to be outlined and some don't, at least for my own works. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Poxy, I love this. Poxy says, sending everyone lots of good vibes and internet high fives. Oh, that's beautiful. Whatever you are facing right now, you've got it. You're going to kill it. Don't worry. Hey, Poxy, you too. I'm so excited for you. Yes. Allie says, my outlines have gotten so detailed that one episode can be 2 to 4 pages long. Yeah, it's whatever you need. It is whatever you need. Let's see, put down about 100 words tonight. Unfortunately, appears to be all, but it's something. Oh, thank you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you continue to hang out. And, well, I guess if you don't, that's totally fine too. Which reminds me, I want to remind you that this is a casual and welcoming place. And you're welcome to come and go as you like. Yes, that includes you, Midori. Yep. She's just right in front of me. You're welcome to come and go as you like. Again, this is not like a college class or anything. If you need to go and make dinner, if you need to go pick up a pizza or some children or like whatever you're doing with your life, if you want to go sleep, do what you need to do. We'll always be here every Wednesday and Friday. So like come and go as you like. If you're gone for a long stretch of time, we'll miss you. Like Davis, I missed you, so I'm glad you're back. See, I've like, I have a Pavlovian response now. Every time I talk about Davis, I like drink some water. It's a good habit, right? That's a good kind of Pavlovian response. Oh, thank you, Poxy. You're so great. Yes, a lot of people are talking about outlines. Yes. Ooh. Yes, another book lover says, reading Sometimes the Magic Works by Terry Brooks, which I haven't read. He says that if you outline, you do the heavy lifting at the beginning of your work. If you don't, the heavy lifting comes at the end. Yes, and I think it's really important to say that, like, regardless, there's going to be some heavy lifting. And whether it's at the beginning or the end of your project, it's there. And it's good to acknowledge that, like, yeah, writing is not always easy. Sometimes, I mean, it's always fun and interesting and like good for our brains, but it's definitely not always easy. Evan says, I'm an outliner on the episode and scene level, but beyond that, I'm not so much outline as vague ideas. Yep, I feel you with the vagueness. Oh, Nozaw's working on some embroidery. I love it. Mike says, who is that author? if somebody hasn't answered in the comments already, remind me what I was talking about. Let's see, preferring a flexible outline. Yes, yes, yes. Another book lover says, I have lots of trouble outlining. Yeah. I know, Paxi is on the ball tonight. I love it. Davis says, I have to know the beginning and the ending, and if the ending needs it, what scenes need to happen for the ending to make sense, but the rest is all up in the air. Okay, so you need to have like points to write to and from, which I totally get. Yeah, Allie, it sounds like Allie's had a really good experience with outlining. Allie says, the more I've outlined, the better it's gotten. I find having detailed outlines helps when I'm working with a team. Yes, also that. Yes, but at the very least, it seems to be helping. Good. Yes. Yeah, Carolyn says, I agree with what you're saying about outlining and doing what works best for you. I know, I hate to be a relativist, but like, I don't know. That's just, I don't know. What I found is true. JC says, also my outlines change with the story. Yes. I made an outline for season 2 of Girl in Space, and it just went off the rails a long time ago. But if I was keeping up with it, I would have been making a lot of changes to it. Oh, yeah. Tim says outlines should change. Yeah. Charlie says there's a Musashi quote in there to paraphrase, but I can't find it. That is totally fair. Yeah, Davis says I'm fascinated by books like The Raven Boys and Shadow and Bone. They're inciting incident, world building with not much action, and then the final conflict. Yeah, they're very simplified. I don't know if that's because they're YA or if that's just because they're setting up larger series. Like, I don't know if that's why they're structured like that, but I definitely know what you're talking about. Yeah. Another book lover says, even when I outline, I ignore it. I've noticed that when I get stuck, I can look at the outline and go, oh yeah, I wanted to do that in the book. Yes. And for me, like, I have little notebooks where I write down just like random ideas, not in any order, but like sometimes when I get stuck, I'll page through and I'll be like, oh yeah, this person's gonna die. Or wouldn't it be interesting if this did this? Or, I don't know, it could be really fun. Rebecca said it's so hard to work out our process from scratch. It is. Always searching, trying, failing, trialing new methods. I'm using the snowflake method, which I think Anne has used before. Snowflake method, which has a start from a log line and then expand in paragraphs and then create the same for each character and change and edit the storyline with the characters, etc. And once the rough outline is done, the draft gets started. Interesting. I don't know if I could do something that formal, but yeah, I think that if you're a person who like needs and appreciates structure and is like looking for guidance in creating your narrative, like that's a great tool. All pants all the time. Me too, Mike. Mike says I'm a chaotic mess. Me too. Oh gosh. Yeah. So with the right now, oh gosh, they weren't showing up since episode 113. Oh my gosh. So you've got like 11 episodes to catch up on. 10 episodes. 9 episodes. Okay. I've had a 14-hour workday. I had to re-verify my feed. Google Podcasts decided that it suddenly wanted to pull my official feed from someone else who was like spoofing my not like spoofing, who someone else on the internet had set up an RSS feed distributing my show, the Right Now podcast, and they were doing it from another host. And I was like, I don't use this host. And Google decided that that was suddenly the authoritative source for my show. And that's why it wasn't showing any new episodes, because this person stopped uploading new episodes. Anyway, this whole thing, I sent a complaint to Google to take down this fake feed and put up my real feed. And I don't know why they switched in the first place. But anyway, so if you're following the Right Now podcast on like Google Podcasts or whatever, you should get some new episodes pretty soon, and it's going to dump them all on you. So I guess fair warning. Jimmy says, one of the big reasons I write short fiction is that I can keep the whole story in my head and I don't need to outline. Yes, I appreciate that. Yeah, and Kathy says it's just every project is different. Yeah, mostly I don't outline, but sometimes I do. Yeah, and sometimes, I've worked on projects in groups before. And like, yeah, when you're working with a group and everybody needs to write a different scene, then like, yeah, an outline is going to be your best friend. So yeah. Oh, the author I mentioned, that was Caitlin Statz. And she and her partner Travis do Full and Scholar productions, and so they have the White Vaults. Where is my brain? My brain ran away, but they make the horror things. Oh. You're all wonderful and amazing. I'm trying to catch up with comments here. Yeah, Poxy says, I found I do better with not plotting my chapters and taking them as they go, adjusting, editing, and rewriting as I go. I'm the same way, and I don't necessarily want to be that way. And I want to say, like, I do recognize the benefits of outlining. Like, I'm not ignoring, like, yes, it makes it easier later. It's more streamlined and you do less work overall. But it doesn't work for me. So yeah. Yeah, Marissa says, I miss so many important details when I don't outline or I don't stick to my outline. Yes, yes, yes. It's not always my favorite thing to do, but when I don't, the quality of my work suffers. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, me too. Mike says, I'm wicked scattered this week. Oh, me too. It's been quite a week. It's been quite a week. Oh, Cheyenne's here. Hi. Hello. Hello. Annie says, I have to know more or less what happens to start writing. Definitely a beginning and an ending and voice tone. It doesn't necessarily translate to an outline because I tend toward weird structure and chronology, but I have to know the base story events before I can figure out the weird puzzle pieces. Yes. I love hearing all of your different perspectives because it just shows there's no right way to do it. There's just the way that works for you and the story that you're currently telling. So I really appreciate this. I love hearing from you about how your process works and how your process doesn't work. Yes, and they're also really character driven. Yeah, I appreciate that, Davis. Yeah, instead of being very plot driven. Yeah. Noza says, I've started outlining mostly so I can keep up with what I've written. I also like to know where I should be guiding my story. Absolutely. Yeah, MATR 1980 says, I've been keeping up with your recent advice on writing not being linear but iterative. I often have shied away from outlines because I'm not sure where things are going to go in the end, but now I'm trying to return to my outlines a few times as things don't work or change as I'm writing. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, you're not late to the convo. I'm behind in comments, so you're absolutely fine. Cheyenne says, more than just the very basicest outline makes me freeze up. It's like my characters buck at the idea of a plan, and they get angry when I'm not pantsing. I feel that. Absolutely. Yeah, Takara says this week has been a lot. It really has. And did you say that you're you linked your book in the Discord? I have not been on Discord today. It has been quite a day. Oh, I know. Tim says, I suddenly got a mini anxiety attack upon hearing the phrase group project. Oh, yeah. I don't know if those of you in here, I don't know if you're the type of person who in school, when you had to do group projects, if it was essentially just you doing the whole thing, because that was my experience. Group project means a really large project for Sarah to do by herself. Yeah, another book lover says no group projects. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, group project means most of the work. Although, okay, yes, okay. Evan says, I choose my groups. Yes. And that's the thing. Like now that we're like adults, well, some of us are adults and like out of school and like you finally have the freedom to say, I would love to do a project with this person and it's going to be amazing. Instead of getting assigned like, Sarah, you're going to work with this person and this person. And then you end up doing the whole thing yourself. So it is different. It is different. Will says, I do bullet point outlines, so it's flexible and mostly so I don't miss any cool ideas I had. Yeah, sometimes the idea needs to be scrapped or moved around, but if I don't write it down, I may forget it forever. Yes, yes, yes. And Charlie makes a very valid point that you should not, group work is good when you're playing D&D or when you're playing video games. You don't want to go through the dungeon alone. Yeah, Mike, I'm the same way. I'm overly taking charge and end up doing most of the work. Oh, I know. Ooh, Evan, I feel like you're ahead of me in so many ways. Evan learned how to delegate, which is something that like, I'm kind of still like, I'm getting a little bit better at it, but I'm still working on learning how to effectively delegate, but I really appreciate that. Yep. Oh yeah. Yes. Good. You are graduating. No more group projects. Oh yes. So hey everyone, speaking of projects, we're a little bit late because I love talking with you. Yes, learning to delegate means being able to trust your partners, and that's huge. Yes. Takara says, yes, it's on the Discord. Can I call myself an author now or after it's released? Takara, you have always been an author. It wasn't the act of publishing that made you an author. It was the act of writing it. I'm really proud of you. Yes, you can call yourself an author and feel really, really proud of yourself. So. Tim says, I yell no group projects the same way the Hulk yells no stairs. Oh, I appreciate that. All right, friends. I'm going to put up our little banner here that says that we're going to be writing for the next 50 minutes. Yeah, the next 50 minutes or so. I want to say a few things. First of all, welcome. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here and you've been coming to these for a long time, welcome. You're always welcome here. This place is for all creators. Whether you are writing, whether you are podcasting, whether you are sculpting or writing poetry or painting or cooking or heating up tater tots, whatever it is, this is a place for you. And if working on something creative tonight would fill your creative spirit and make you feel really good about your life and yourself, then I encourage you to create tonight. If working on something creative feels painful or stressful, then I encourage you to take the night off. You can still hang out here with us, but I encourage you to doodle, to like draw, let your mind wander, read a book, play Stardew Valley, stare at the wall, do some coloring. Like I want this to be a place of fulfillment and rejuvenation. And so whether you want to work on your creative project tonight or take a break from it, I want you to do what you honestly need to do tonight for your creative spirit. So we're going to go ahead and create together for the next 50 minutes or so. I will summon you back at 8:30 p.m. Central. That is 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And I will summon you back with the gentle yeeting of the alpenhorn. And if you have not heard that before, it is truly a treat. So yeah. Oh, Mike's going to do some reading. Oh, I ordered that book. I ordered this book by Laird Barron, and I haven't read it yet, but I did order it. Okay. You ready? I'm going to mute myself on my side so that I don't distract you while you're writing. Feel free to play music, whatever you really want and need for your creative time. So, All right, I'll see you soon. Well, I mean, I'll see you this whole time, but I'm not seeing you. Okay, I'm going to mute myself. Welcome back, writers and creators. Hello, hello. Oh, LA Baker is here. Hello. Charlie had kimchi fried rice for dinner. That sounds amazing. Cass is here. Hey, some people crept in while we were creating, and I love it. Hey, Sarah. Good. Poxy only has about 25 questions to go. Good. Another book lover says, got the havoc into bed and sat around looking at inspirational pics for a new story and played games. Perfect. Yes. Yes. I got my newsletter written for Monday. It's not my best work, but it was something that's on my mind. So I hope that it's helpful to some people. Too many salads. Is that even a thing? I love salads. Yeah, but it's good to switch up your diet. Do what you need to do. Cheyenne, I feel this. Accidentally dozed off a little bit while writing. Guess I needed a little snooze. You know, I've heard from multiple people, probably even some people in chat with us tonight, that if you don't take scheduled rests, your body will rest for you. Your body will decide when you're going to crash, and I've been there as well. Good. I know you didn't intend it, but I'm glad that you got some rest in there. Yes, Tim has been playing Skyrim. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that, even though I've played the game before, but got a quest done. I love it. Good. 4 small paragraphs. I love it. Dragonborger says, moving through a big change I need to make while editing my novel. Lovely. Annette says, finish the first draft of my cliche short story. That cliche short story. It sounds like it's wrong, but it's not. Davis, go get some delicious Chinese food. That sounds amazing. Please do that. BB Herman says, thanks to whoever mentioned coloring. I had a very rough week. Oh my gosh, and no idea what to work on tonight. My brain was mush and I could not focus. Coloring was the perfect activity. Yippee. Good. BB Hermit. That makes me really happy. That makes me really happy. Good. Sometimes like you need to be creative, but in a way that doesn't like take anything from you. So I'm really glad you did that. Yes, good. Okay. Forsaken Fallen says, I'm about 1,200 words into my dragon erotica, and I have yet to get to the erotic part. That's okay, but it's a cute little fun one-off story, so that's nice. Good. Nice. Marissa, 500 words. Good. Gonna head out and keep writing. Good, good, good. Marissa, I love it. Keep writing. Jimmy says, I unsubscribed 6 people from my newsletter and marked 6 more to look at a couple weeks from now. Folks who subscribe just don't read many issues, if at all. I've noticed the same thing. Like people sign up for the newsletter and then like they go into a folder. So I'm subscribed to a ton of newsletters and they go into a folder called learning. And like once a month, I'll go through my learning folder and I'll just like mass read a lot of the emails I'm subscribed to. But so anyway, it's good to keep your list updated and pertinent. That is fantastic. JC says, I wrote about 200 words, mostly dialogue between hero and heroine. I said hero. Hero and heroine, which should they be pronounced differently? Frontier Enforcer says, I went with the Code Wizard. Nice. Got 500 words more of him attending a fancy party and being completely in over his head. I love it. Good. Davis, it sounds like you need to sleep. If you've been sleeping for over 10 hours most day this week, I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm like not a doctor and I'm not here to like diagnose anyone, but like it sounds like maybe you need it, or I was gonna say like start looking at your like diet and exercise habits, but I am not like qualified in any way to diagnose anything. But listen to what your body needs. Like if it needs extra rest right now, maybe there's some way that you're expending energy that you're not used to, or maybe your body's trying to catch up. Yeah. Good. Takara got a page done for your new story. Look at that. You finish. Oh my gosh, you finished one and it's right to the next one. I love it. Yeah, authors get about a 4% open rate. Yeah. Yeah. Having an email list is a really good idea for most writers, but also can be extremely frustrating. And yeah, somewhere between like 4 and 15%, if you're getting that much of an open rate, you're doing pretty well. Click-through rate is usually less than 1%. I know it's frustrating. I know it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. Let's see. Annie says, nothing really clicked with critiquing, so I switched to polishing. Good. Got to switch what you need. Yeah. 5 pages done, 1 to go. Still managed to trim, even though the story is tiny. There's a quote about something creative being perfect when there's nothing left to take away. But I really have issue with the thought of anything creative being able to be perfect. So I'm not going to talk about that quote, even though I just did. Will says, I didn't write anything, but I found a contest I want to write for, and I had to think about themes. I wouldn't have taken the time if not for the stream. Yay! I'm glad that you did this. I'm glad you joined us. Jimmy says, I get twitchy when I drop below 50% open rate. I think my open rate for Dear Creators is like 3 or 4%. I should check on that just so that I'm giving you correct data. But yeah, okay. I'll do that. I'll do that in a little bit. Well, here, okay, well, I'm going to read a few more. Well, so say I'm going to read a few more comments, but let's see. Open rate. Let's see, campaigns. Sorry, I'm like looking at my, just because I'm curious now. I don't know. I usually advise most writers and creators to have an email list. Oh, let's see, view report. Is there no way I can review like the entire, can I not? Look at my like stats. Sorry, this is not what you're here for. Okay, sorry, I'll table that for a little bit. Let's see. 800 words. Yeah, Damien. Nice. Oh my gosh, that's like my output for an entire day. You have done well today. Good. Good. Evan spent time texting a friend, doing some prep for the AP podcast I'm doing. Good. Yeah, I slammed out a newsletter, and I probably shouldn't have. I also spent some time emailing and texting. So yeah. Sarah says, as I said, I took the night off, but in truth, I was wondering a lot if I needed to rest or if I've lost interest in my work in progress. This is a very real issue. And I found that like my interest can like wax and wane with a project. And so I wonder if you're just, if you'll regain interest in it again, or if it's time to like start a new project and let this one sit on a back burner for a while. Yes. Okay, I'm looking through, sorry, I went over to my email list. My open rate is 21% on average. And then my click-through rate is 0.5%, so 0.59%. But yeah, 21 and 22% ish, like around there for my open rate. So for what that's worth, I don't know. That's just one person's data. You know, but like usually for authors, it's around like 4 and 5% open rate. Oh, I love this. Evan says, I'm completely in love with my character and the group and the GM and how we all think about stories. And I think it's going to be so fun. Yes, it is. D&D really got me back into writing. Like I got really burned out on writing in college. And then after college, I did not want to write anymore. And it was Dungeons and Dragons, of all things, that got me interested in writing again. And I think I've talked about this here before, but I was writing like blog posts about my character for extra XP or experience points. And that got me back into writing. So I do love some D&D. Wisty says, I didn't get much done because my kiddo needed my attention. He came up with a cute description about his allergies, saying that the pollen wants to be his friend, but it's actually his enemy. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a children's book to explain how allergies work. So someone please run with that idea. Yeah, Evan says people seeing your newsletter is of value. I don't open things, but I do notice them and I remember people exist. Yeah, everybody's going to use your email newsletter for different reasons. So good. Rebecca says, I got some writing stuff done. Hard to quantify as I'm working on character sheets, but I love the deeper look this outline process is inspiring. Rebecca, that makes me so happy. I love it when people find a slice of the writing process or the creative process that really works for them. Good. I love that. I love that. I hope you continue to find just joy and success in using an outline. Like that's amazing. Takara says, I need to get back to writing my next book, but the story is really dark, but it needs to be told. Yeah, it sounds like that story is really like kind of weighing on your mind. And I don't know, I think that telling a story is the best way to process it. Whether you decide to like share it after you've written it is completely up to you, depending how you feel about the subject matter and like how close the story is to your heart. But yeah, writing stories can help us make sense of them. Jimmy says, as an eternal caveat, I freely admit I do very few things in my creative world right and most things wrong. There seems to be no way around that. Jimmy, that's very interesting because my Dear Creators newsletter for Monday, I wrote about there being no right and wrong way to create. There's just what we experiment with and what works for us. There's no right and wrong way to do things, even though people love to tell you that there are. Well, just like we were talking about earlier, like, oh, I should be outlining because somebody said that's the good thing to do. Or I should be, traditionally publishing this because that's the quote unquote right thing to do. It's like, no. Outlining does not work for everybody. There are no universal truths to be acknowledged when it comes to creativity. Well, there is one, and that everybody has the capacity to be creative. But beyond that, the methods and processes and practices and tools, you just have to experiment and find what works for you. And you may even have to experiment to find like what you think actually works. Like, what does it even mean for something to work? Like, is it a 50% open rate, a 20% open rate, a 4% open rate? Is it X number of book sales? Is it one book sale? Is it like a like on Twitter? What does that even mean for you? I still love that allergy story. Like, I think that's so cute. Davis says, I had to cut 2 projects out. I was planning on writing 2 drama pilots for a screenwriting fellowship program, but the time, yes, good. I'm glad that you realized this. The time would have been too much. Now I have lots of free time to focus on other projects. Davis, it sounds like you made a really thoughtful and important decision for yourself, and I'm really proud of you. I'm really glad that you did that. Saying yes to too many things can sound like a good thing a lot of the time, but often what we're doing is just giving our best time and energy to something that won't serve us. And so I'm really glad you did that. Yeah, and Damien says, I honestly wonder if a newsletter email list is actually the new, I should have a landline and a mobile phone. Yes, my friend Sean has talked about the benefits of having unfettered access to your audience, but I wonder if it's actually unnecessary since we already have multiple points of access. Again, there's no right answer here. For one creator, the right answer is having an email newsletter. For another creator, the right, because it's all relative, the right answer might be updates on Twitter twice a day or 6 times a day, or a constant stream of Instagram photos, or like constant Instagram lives, or like you just have to experiment. And it depends where your audience is and what your audience wants and what you want from your audience and what you want for your audience and how you want to engage with your audience and who your audience even is. If your audience is, older men in their like late 70s, you might not want to use TikTok as your main like audience engagement tool. So that's what I have to say about that. Yes. Oh, good. Damien says, in fun non-writing news, I got a hard copy of the first book I'm in the credits for. Yay! The art director. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. It's a tabletop war game with miniatures. Damien, that's beautiful. I love that. Oh, I love that. Tim is asking a question. For podcasters, how often do you release your shows? How often do you like new episodes of your favorite shows to come out? So if any of you have answers for that, let Tim know in the chat. Jimmy says, yes, I have no idea what works for me because nothing has worked yet. So I'm trying what I think will work. I'm probably wrong, but at least I can live with being wrong in that particular way. It won't warp my soul or make me feel like crap. I think that also you have to be really careful that you're giving things enough time. So I know back when I was working as a marketing strategist, we'd run an ad for like 3 months and it wouldn't be performing, and the client would want to like pull the ad, and we're like, no, you have to give this ad like at least a year. Well, and okay, we wouldn't do that for ads, but like for other strategies that we would implement, just because there's so many variables that don't necessarily relate to the quality of the thing that you're trying to get people to latch onto, if that makes sense. Things just take a lot longer than people think that they do. Like launching an email newsletter, it's not going to take off in 6 months. But it will take off after a year and a half or after 2 years if, anyway, sorry. I could like talk about that for ages and ages. But we used to say, marketing isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And you have to be prepared to like go the distance if you actually want to see good results. And I know it's frustrating. Takara says, I only outline to keep my characters straight. Yes. Oh, Rebecca says, Night from the Future. Good. Yes. Oh, you're watching Alien for the first time? What a treat. Oh, that's going to be such a treat. Let's see. Damien says, I often release a full episode once a month. I find that works. Yeah. I mean, and again, like Tim, this isn't something where there's a right or a wrong answer. There's just what you decide to do, Gosh, I know that's frustrating. Mm, yeah. Favorite movie for Alien? Yeah, Davis, I released Girl in Space. Like, I tried doing it bi-weekly, and then when the episodes started like taking me longer to edit, like then there were like months between them. Um, yes, yes. Damien says the danger is from overpromising. Yes. Yep. Yes. 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 Yeah. Yeah, Tim, I think bi-weekly, well, I know you're not asking for my opinion. I don't know. I think bi-weekly is fine. I think a lot of shows do that, but you know, my friends. So bi-weekly is one of those words. It actually has two meanings. One meaning of bi-weekly is twice a week. The other meaning of bi-weekly is every 2 weeks. Same with bi-monthly. Um, so what I would do, Tim, is be very clear with your language. I would not say bi-weekly. I would say this show comes out every 2 weeks. Like I would just, because I've had some people, when I used to say that Girl in Space was bi-weekly, they're like, I thought that meant twice a week. Or, but no, no. Words mean different things sometimes, and it's very frustrating. Um, so I would just be overly clear and say, hey, you can expect new episodes every 2 weeks. Smiley face, something like that. That's like very clearly setting the expectation. Noza says, I have had a lovely time embroidering with my cat sitting next to me. Oh my gosh, she's playing with the thread. Yes, it might be time for the next thing before she gets it all tangled. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Damien, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Yeah. Yeah, Cass, I like this. Cass says, for Moonbase Theta Out, we say new episodes every other Sunday. Yep. Sarah, go to sleep. Yes, go rest. Yes. Yeah, Omen, yes. Tim, you are doing it smarter than we did. Yes. I was writing it as I was going, which was a nightmare. Yeah, doing a lot of production prior to release. Yeah. There's definitely, again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. There's just what works and what doesn't work for you. Um, so I totally feel that. Yeah, yeah. Will says, as an avid podcast listener, I'd love to have an episode a week, but every 2 weeks is all right. Honestly, I'm happy with one a month as long as I know up front. And yes, that's it. As long as I know up front and it's consistent. Yes, that is what listeners are looking for. That's what listeners are looking for. They want to know that they can trust you. So if you commit to an episode every 2 weeks, you better be providing an episode every 2 weeks. You're going to learn that your audience will stop trusting you, and that is not good. Trust is good. Cass says, oh, good. Cass says, I did a tiny bit of writing tonight, but mostly it's about keeping up the momentum. Yeah, and making sure the seal stays popped. Yes, good, good. Keep up the momentum. I want to do a whole Right Now podcast episode about momentum, because that's something that I struggle with and I wonder about a lot. So yeah, but I'm not going to start that rant now, because I've had a 14-hour day and it's finally wrapping up, and I'm going to go play some Stardew Valley on the couch and maybe have another cup of tea. What a day. I can't wait to share with you some of the things I got to do today. I had a really cool interview. I was a guest on a game show. I did some other stuff. I can't even remember everything I did today. That's dangerous. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm happy you're here. If you're new here, or if you're not new here, either is fine. We do these create-alongs every Wednesday and Friday evening at 7 p.m. Central. So we start at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, so whatever that is in your time zone. I think it ends up being 1 or 2 p.m. in Australia. And we've got some other folks from around the globe who come here. And I love it. So if you're able to come join us live, please do that whenever you can. If you ever want to watch a replay of these, they are available on YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube channel, it's at Sarah Ray Werner, and the spelling of my name is right here, SARAHRAGEAWERNER. And you can just follow me on YouTube. If you find one of these like particularly inspiring and you're like, oh, I've got to rewatch that one, then they're out there for you to enjoy. Oh my gosh, seriously? You're from Chile. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yes, and also on Twitch. You can rewatch these videos on Twitch, but I think Twitch only saves them for like 15 days. And so if you want anything older than 15 days, you can head to YouTube. So yes. Oh, good. Cheyenne says, take care of yourself and everyone have a wonderful day/night. Yes. So yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you, most importantly, for being yourself. I know several of you share things that are very close to your heart, and you share frustrations, you share joys. To those of you who have had some great wins in the last week, congratulations. For those of you who have had some struggles this week, please know that I'm thinking of you, this whole community is thinking of you and sending you warm thoughts. Yeah. We're just here to help. We're here to be a community together. I look forward to these create-alongs every Wednesday and Friday. I hope you do too. What else do I usually say? I think that's kind of it. So yeah, with that, I'm just going to say thank you again for being amazing. Yes, and as Wisty says, have a lovely day, everyone, and good luck with the rest of this week. Oh, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. There's so many kind words in the comments, and I just live for that. So, okay, take good care of yourselves, and I will see you on Friday. All right, bye for now.